Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hobart-Detter Field in Hutchinson, Kansas for round one action of Jayhawk Conference playoff action between the Hutchinson Blue Dragons and the Coffeyville Red Ravens. This is Denny Steckline with you, sitting in for Steve Carpenter. Carp is manning the booth at Gowan Stadium for the Region 6 track meet that's taking place yesterday, today, and tomorrow here in Hutchinson. Red Ravens are the visiting team. They were the 5 seed out of the Jayhawk East, facing the 4 seed from the Jayhawk West, the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. These teams met up earlier this season in Coffeyville. The Dragons took 2 out of 3 from the Red Ravens. Hutchinson won the first game of that series way back on February 8th, almost 3 months ago, 11-1. Coffeyville took game 2, 7-6 in 8 innings, and then the Blue Dragons closed it out with a 10-1 victory in game 3. Mike Brown gets the start today for Hutchinson. Brownie, 6'2", 165 redshirt freshman from Omaha, Nebraska, comes in with a record of 5-2, an ERA of 4.18. This is his 11th start, 13th appearance overall. 60 in the third innings, allowed 53 hits, 32 runs, 28 of them earned. He's going to face a Red Raven lineup that comes into the game with a .306 batting average. And we'll set the defense for Collada comes into the game batting .357, a pair of home runs, 25 RBIs. Gorgeous afternoon here at the ballpark. First pitch swinging, pops this one up behind third base. Shortstop Dylan Nedved has a beat on it. We've got 1 pitch, 1 out. And that brings up second baseman Zachary Freeman for Coffeyville. Freeman batting .308. And like Collada, 2 home runs, 25 RBIs. Freeman's a freshman from North Little Rock, Arkansas, takes the first pitch for a ball. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. Coffeyville comes in with an overall record of 27-24. They were 18-18 in league play. 1-1 pitch is grounded to first. Zach Baxley snags it, fires it over to Brownie for the out. Bax had a little bit something on that throw. Brownie was able to go down reach down to his knees and snag it. That will bring up the Red Raven first baseman, Jorge Ortiz. He's number 34 on our roster, but he's wearing 45, so we'll make that little change here. Takes the first pitch for a strike, checks his swing on the next one, it's down and in the dirt. Ortiz is the leading home run hitter for the Red Ravens, the only one in double figures with 10. Swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. Ortiz with a .346 average. 10 home runs, 10 doubles as part of his 53 hits. Up in the box. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Brownie had him fooled. And it's a quick 1-2-3. An 8-pitch inning for Mike Brown. 3 up, 3 down for the Ravens. Blue Dragons coming up. Back at Hobart-Detter Field for the bottom of the first inning. Game one of this best 2 of 3 series between the Blue Dragons and the Red Ravens from Coffeyville. Gavin Heltemus gets the start for Coffeyville, and he'll face Blue Dragon leadoff hitter, center fielder Brock Schaefer. Schaefer takes the first pitch upstairs for a ball. Heltemus comes in with a 5.10 ERA, 5-2 record. His 12th start, 12th appearance. 1-0 pitch is fouled away to even the count at 1-1. Opponent's batting average of just .227 when facing Heltemus this season. Mike Brown for the Blue Dragons has allowed just a .228 batting average, so on paper it looks to be more of a pitcher's game. 1-1 count. Just a light breeze blowing here at the ballpark. 1-1 pitch downstairs. 2-1. Schaefer takes the 2-1 pitch and drops it over the shortstop into left center for a base hit. So the leadoff man is on for Hutchinson. That'll bring up second baseman Logan Sartori. Sartori batting .340 on the season. 9 home runs, 51 RBIs. On the season, Schaefer has 5 stolen bases in 6 attempts. Here's the pitch to Sartori in the dirt and low for a ball. One 1-0 count to Sartori. Schaefer at first. Nobody away here in the bottom of the first inning. Red Ravens went down 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. Ball 2 down low to Sartori. Logan with 20 doubles, 6 triples, and 9 home runs as part of his 65 base hits this season. Schaefer gets his lead, bluffs the go, or may have meant to go. Sartori lifts this one down the right field line, twisting, foul and out of play. So we'll get things reset here now with the count of 2-1. Busy weekend in Blue Dragon athletics. I mentioned the Region 6 track meet taking place at Hobart-Detter, or at Gowan Stadium. We've got baseball here at Hobart-Detter. 2 o'clock first pitch today, 1 o'clock tomorrow. And Blue Dragon softball is in Topeka for second round action. Here's the 2-1 to Sartori. Bounces this one up there, Schaefer takes off. And they nail him at second, trying to advance on the wild pitch. So 2-4 on the putout. Schaefer didn't look like he got a great jump. Catcher did a superb job behind the plate. Mitchell fielded that one quickly and fired it down. So 1 away now. Here's the 3-1. This is in on the fists and dropped into shallow left. Here comes the left fielder, Carroll, for the second out. So now 2 away for Hutchinson. That'll bring up the third baseman, Wyatt Divis. Divis leads the team. Leads them by a sizable margin with a .390 batting average. 15 home runs, 54 RBIs. Leads the team with those 15 long balls. Wyatt's committed to University of Texas Arlington next season. Sophomore from Lincoln. Chops this one to third. Fielded by Bonnell. Fires it across to Ortiz, and that'll retire the Blue Dragons. So the leadoff single was for naught. After an inning here at Hobart-Detter, we're scoreless. And we're back here for the top of the second inning. First round action, Jayhawk Conference playoffs. Hutchinson finished number 4 in the West. They're the 8 seed. Coffeyville, 5th in the East, is the 9 seed. So this is the 8-9 matchup. First pitch from Brown to catcher Brett Mitchell is inside for a ball. Mitchell, a .299 hitter, grounds this one to Nedved at short. Fires across for the out. So 4 in a row now set down by Mike Brown. The winner of this series will advance to Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita on Friday at 4 p.m. to face the winner of the number 1 seed Cowley Tiger matchup versus the number 16 Garden City Broncbusters. And a first pitch strike to shortstop Damon Jorgensen. Jorgensen with a .314 average, 4 home runs, 38 RBIs. Takes the ball to even the count. Jorgensen, a sophomore from Blair, Nebraska, fouls this one back to the screen and is behind in the count 1-2. We'll be following other playoff action as it's happening. Dodge City taking on Neosho. Neosho leading that one 6-0. This one's lifted into center field by Jorgensen. Schaefer backpedaling and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Brings up left fielder Blake Carroll. First pitch inside. Brown working quickly, Carroll ready to go. This one's on the inside corner. Carroll, a freshman from Wichita, swing and a miss. That one was down and in the dirt. 1-2 now the count. .294 average, no home runs, 28 driven in. This one bounces up there. 2-2 the count. This one's chopped foul towards the Coffeyville dugout. Tries to check his swing. Can't do it. Stevens picks it up, fires it down to Baxley, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Mike Brown. So through an inning and a half, we remain scoreless here at Hobart-Detter Field. Left fielder Bobby Morganson to lead things off for the Blue Dragons here in the bottom of the second inning. Single game today, single game tomorrow, and a single game Sunday if necessary in this best 2 out of 3 series. All playoff games scheduled for 9 innings. Morganson facing Coffeyville pitcher Gavin Heltemus. First pitch outside. 6'4" sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska. Takes another one away. Committed to Florida Atlantic, playing in Boca Raton next season. 2-0 pitch to Bob. Low and inside, 3-0. Morganson with a 339 average. Takes a 4-pitch walk, so as they did last inning, the Dragons have the leadoff hitter on. That'll bring up catcher Garrett Stevens. Stevens, a sophomore from Kansas City, Kansas. 7 home runs, 43 RBIs, 323 batting average. Let's see if the Dragons can take advantage of the leadoff in this situation. Schaefer singled to lead off the bottom of the first, but was cut down trying to advance on a wild pitch. Or a pitch in the dirt, I should say. And there's another pitch in the dirt, and Morganson stayed at first with that one. Probably learned a little bit from what happened to Schaefer. Bob doesn't have the speed Schaefer does. He is 10 out of 10 in stolen bases on the season. And a pitch again in the dirt. So 6 in a row have missed now for Heltemus here in the bottom of the second. Heltemus comes in having pitched 54 and 2/3 innings, 31 strikeouts, or excuse me, 33 walks, 75 strikeouts. And gets that one across. So it's now 2-1 to Stevens. Morganson with a lead. Heltemus fires over. Bob back safely. And the 2-1 to Stevens. Swings, lifts this one high in the air to right. Freeman has a beat on it, settles under it, makes the catch. Morganson retreats to first. Yeah, so 1 away now here in the bottom of the second inning. Brings up the first baseman, Zach Baxley. Bax with a 341 average, 6 home runs, 36 RBIs, 10 doubles, 4 triples. Morganson with a good lead. Another pitch in the dirt. Heltemus struggling a little bit with his control, but through 5 batters, just 1 walk to this point. Takes a called strike. Just a few clouds in the sky, a beautiful blue sky, not much of a breeze at all. A few golfers on the course, snuck out of the office early on a Friday afternoon. 1-1, didn't miss by much. 2-1 now to Baxley. Other playoff action, the Butler Grizzlies take on Kansas City, Kansas. Game 1 doesn't start till 6 p.m. tonight. Here's the 2-1, fouled back. I hope we're off the air by then and don't have any updates for you. Two and 2 the count, 1 away. Bottom of the second, Morganson at first. He walked to lead off the inning. Good crowd here at the ballpark. 2-2 pitch down low. So the count's now full. Jayhawk West champion Barton is the 2 seed. They'll face Allen County. Here's a grounder by Bax to short. Jorgensen to Freeman, over to Ortiz, and a double play to end the inning. So the 6-4-3 twin killing puts an end to the inning for Hutch. So after 2 complete, 0-0. Through 2 complete here at Hobart-Detter Field. Scoreless tie between the Red Ravens and the Blue Dragons. First pitch swinging. Red Raven lifts this one just down foul territory. That was Brady Rocker's designated hitter who led things off for Coffeyville here in the top of the 3rd. So quickly 1 away. 7 in a row set down by Blue Dragon starter Mike Brown. Brings up the 3rd baseman, Austin Bonnell. Bonnell comes in with a .227 batting average. No homers, 17 RBIs, takes the first pitch for a ball. This one's upstairs, 2-0. And the 2-0 lifted high in the air to left. Morganson moves to his left, makes the catch in left center. So 2 down now. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Chase Freeman, the right fielder for the Red Ravens. Freeman, first pitch swinging, lifts this one to just about the same spot, a little bit deeper in left. Morganson squeezes it as well. So Brown had 8 pitches in the first inning, and here in the 3rd, just needs 5 to retire the Red Ravens in order. So, through 2.5, we remain scoreless. Blue Dragon designated hitter Riley Metzger to lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Blue Dragons. 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up. Metzger, a freshman from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Metzger, Nedved, and Rip. And Riley lifts this one high and foul down the third base line. That's going to be out of play. So down in the count, 0-1. The count to Metzger. Heltemus misses outside. Sometimes we like to have fun with the kids and christen them with nicknames like Bobby the Bus Morganson. And with Metzger, early in the season, we did a little bit of a poll and was asking some other students whether it should be Radar O'Reilly Metzger or Charles Nelson Riley Metzger. And with those two right there, we got nothing but blank looks. Metzger goes down swinging for the first out, bottom of the third. Blue Dragons have a base hit in the bottom of the first, a walk in the bottom of the second, but Heltemus, like Mike Brown, has faced the minimum to this point. Shortstop Dylan Nedved. First pitch strike. Dylan, second leading hitter on the team at .366. 5 home runs, 32 RBIs. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Johnson County with an early 1-0 lead over Cloud. Nedved fouls this one off to the parking lot. Johnson County, the number 7 seed, Cloud, the number 10 seed. They're playing up in Overland Park this afternoon. We'll get you more updates as we find them, as they become available. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. So 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up the right fielder, Julian Rip. Julian hails from the Netherlands. He and Timo van Lingen, both from the Netherlands, on this year's Blue Dragon roster. Julian hitting .323. High and tight. Gets out of the way of that one. He'll take a little bit of grief from his teammates for not wearing it and reaching the Blue Dragon way, but a 1-0 count to Julian. Fouls this one back over the press box. 8 home runs, 36 RBIs on the season. I think the highlight for Julian this year so far has been when we were playing at Dodge City and he homered in front of his parents and sister who had made the trip. Showed bunt, pulled it back, but a called strike 2. One and 2 now to Rip. And Heltemus, 3 up, 3 down, all virtue of a swinging strikeout. So a quiet third inning for Hutchinson. And after 3, we're tied at 0. Back to the leadoff position for the Red Ravens as we enter the top of the 4th inning. Both pitchers have faced just 9 through 3. Dragons with the only hit. Gets us back to Antonio Collada, center fielder for Coffeyville. Collada was first pitch swinging to lead off the game, popped out to shortstop. Takes the ball, lines this one to second, and Logan Sartori makes the snag. So 2 at-bats, Collada's seen a total of 3 pitches, retired both times. Brings up second baseman Zachary Freeman. Freeman hit a sharp grounder to the right side of first, fielded by Baxley, who made the throw, and here's another liner right to Sartori. So 2 line drives. Two down now in the top of the 4th. Both virtue of a line drive to second baseman Logan Sartori. Jorge Ortiz struck out swinging in the first. Takes a called strike. Pitch in the dirt. Evens at 1-1. When pitchers work as rapidly as these two, it certainly makes it easier when you're doing play-by-play. You don't have as much dead air to try to fill. Ortiz chops this one foul past first. 2-2 now the count. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2. Coffeyville looking for their first base runner. 3-2, line foul. If you're in town, come on out to the ballpark. Free admission to get into Hobart-Detter and see some great baseball. Here's the 3-2. Tried to check his swing, couldn't do it. That's 12 up, 12 down for Mike Brown. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless at Hobart-Detter. Center fielder Brock Schaefer to lead things off for the Blue Dragons here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Schaefer singled to lead off the game and was cut down trying to advance to second on a pitch in the dirt. The only base hit of the game so far for either side. Behind in the count, 0-1. Pitch down low, evens it up, 1-1. Schaefer comes in hitting .343. Here's the 1-1, fouled back and out of play. Just a gorgeous afternoon for baseball. Here's the 1-2. Chops this one foul towards the Coffeyville dugout. Count remains 1-2. Pleased to be joined in the press box today by Hutchinson Monarchs owner and general manager Mark Blackham checking out some of the players and some of the action. Another one fouled away by Schaefer. Several Blue Dragons will spend their summer playing right here at Hobart-Detter with the Monarchs. Woodbat Summer Collegiate Team. Great way to spend your summer, both for the players and for the fans. Here's the 1-2 to Schaefer. Just misses upstairs. 2-2 the count. Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss. That's 4 in a row who've gone down swinging against Heltemus. Heltemus has 4 strikeouts on the game, and it's the last 4 guys he has faced. Brings up Logan Sartori. Logan recorded a couple of outs last half inning. Takes a called strike. Logan flew out to left in the bottom of the first. Pitch in the dirt evens it up. Dragons have won their last 2, which was the season-ending doubleheader sweep of Seward County, after Seward took the first 2 games in that series. Pitch upstairs for a ball. Dragons have won 12 of the last 14. 17-4 here at Hobart-Detter Field. Lined into center field for a base hit. So the second hit for Hutchinson is a sharp single by Sartori. Now to bring up third baseman Wyatt Divis. Divis grounded out to third in the first to end the bottom of the first. Sartori leads the team with 15 stolen bases on the year and 20 attempts. First pitch high and away to Divis. Sartori with his lead. This one's low and inside. Mitchell's doing a great job behind the plate, keeping things in front of him. He's had his work cut out for him so far. Fortunately for Heltemus, the lack of Blue Dragon base runners, he hasn't been hurt by some of the pitches that have been in the dirt. Another one, this one gets past Mitchell. I just sang his praises and jinxed him. Wild pitch sends Sartori down to second. So a 3-0 count now to Divis. Moves Sartori up to scoring position with 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. No runs, 2 hits so far for Hutchinson. Sartori with his lead. And the 3-0. Fouled at the plate by Divis. You don't always get a green light when you're up in the count 3-0, but when you're hitting .390 on the season, team's leading hitter, you get a little more latitude than some others. 3-1 now the count, 1 down. Shortstop playing in pretty tight behind Sartori. Swing and a miss by Divis. Now the count is full. Divis loves to go the opposite way, and with the shortstop coming in as tight as he is towards second, that opens a huge hole between second and third. Be a perfect time for Wyatt to serve one right through that gap. And the 3-2. Low and inside, ball 4. So the Dragons trying to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring up the left fielder, Bonnie Morrison. Morganson. Bob walked to lead off the second for Hutchinson, but was erased on a double play. Bob with 49 RBIs on the season. Last weekend became the career leader for Hutchinson with 136 career RBIs. Takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Fouled out of play. No score here at Hobart-Detter Field. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Logan Sartori at second, Wyatt Divis at first. One away. A 1-1 count to Bobby Morganson. It's been a pitcher's duel to this point. And the 1-1. Fouled straight back, didn't miss that one by much. As a train starts to make its way across the tracks beyond the left field fence. One and two, the count to Morganson. Here's the delivery. Called strike three. Great pitch by Heltemus on the inside part of the plate, had Bob frozen. Certainly looking for something else. So two down now here in the bottom of the fourth. Morganson was the fourth batter of the inning, and that's the first time either team has sent more than three to the plate in a half inning. Brings up catcher Garrett Stevens, who flew out to right in his first at bat. Takes a breaking ball on the outside corner. Stevens behind in the count, 0-1. Tries to check his swing, called strike two. Just about in the same place. Next pitch from Heltemus will be his 60th. In the bottom of the fourth. Might be able to hear the train as it moves its way. Sartori at second, Divis at first, two down. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Heltemus works out of the jam. So the Dragons leave a pair stranded. And after four, no score at Hobart-Detter Field. Coffeyville catcher Brett Mitchell to lead things off. Top of the fifth, takes a called strike from Mike Brown. Mitchell, a sophomore from Nevada, Missouri, grounds this one to Nedved at short. Fires it across to Baxley for the first out of the inning. So 13 in a row now retired by Brownie. Brings up the shortstop, Damon Jorgensen. Jorgensen lifted a fly ball to center in the second. Brownie delivers. Breaking ball. Strike one. Chops this one. Nicely snagged by the Coffeyville third base coach. But the count now 0-2 to Jorgensen. Coach Cervantes could stand to learn something from that. Ball in the dirt. We love to pick on Coach Cervantes and Coach Cornejo when they're manning their posts at third and first respectively. Here's the 1-2. Lifted down the right field line, foul territory, working its way to the Coffeyville bullpen where it falls. Out of the reach of Julian Rip, count remains 1-2. Heard a story this week that Coach Cervantes can grill a pretty mean steak, and whip up some fantastic mashed potatoes, but you don't want to let him anywhere near the corn on the cob if you want it on the grill. Here's the 1-2 from Brown. Lined into right field. Rip keeps it in front of him. That's the first base hit and first base runner for the Red Ravens. So after Brown had retired the first 13 Red Raven batters, Jorgensen lines a single to right. That'll bring up the left fielder, Blake Carroll. First pitch strike to Carroll. Carroll struck out swinging to end the second. Jorgensen with 11 stolen bases on the year, caught just once. Brown keeps an eye on him. The 0-1 pitch, chopped foul. 0-2 the count. On that liner to right by Jorgensen, Rip gave some thought to diving and trying to make that catch, but played it smartly. Pickoff play just about got him. Rip played that one smartly, because if you dive and the ball gets by you, all of a sudden you've got a runner at least at second, possibly more, well into scoring position. 0-2 the count to Blake Carroll. One away, top of the fifth. Pitch in the dirt, blocked by Stevens. Jorgensen stays put at first. This one's chopped at the plate, goes foul. One and two the count to Blake Carroll. Damon Jorgensen with a lead at first, one away. This one's lifted in the air to right. Rip, step forward, step back, makes the catch, fires it back to first, but Jorgensen's back safely. So a well-hit ball by Blake Carroll, but just right at Julian Rip to record the out. Brings up designated hitter Brady Rockers. Rockers first pitch swinging. His last time up, flew out to right. .438 average on the season in 16 at-bats. Takes first pitch outside for a ball. No home runs, 8 RBIs. Miguel Reyes getting a few tosses in down in the Blue Dragon bullpen. Swing and a miss by Rockers. Counts 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Just misses. 2-1 the count. Pitch on the outside corner. Counts now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Scoreless game. Teams have combined for 3 hits. 1 for the Red Ravens that they just recorded this half inning, and 2 for the Blue Dragons. There goes Jorgensen. This one's flared, lands on the dirt where the second baseman would have been, but Sartori went to cover the bag. So a nifty piece of hit and run action there by the Red Ravens. And now they're threatening here in the top of the 5th. With runners at first and third. So teams even now with 2 hits apiece. Brings up the 8-hole hitter, third baseman Austin Bonnell. Bonnell flew out to left in the 3rd inning. And now the Red Ravens are going to try to double steal, and it's going to be safe. So a nifty piece of base running there by Coffeyville. Allows them to score the game's first run. So now a runner at second with 2 down. And there's a sharp grounder up the middle. Throw's going to come home. Get cut off by Baxley, but now it's 2-0 Red Ravens. So Austin Bonnell with a sharp single up the middle scores Brady Rockers. And Coffeyville now with a 2-0 lead. Coffeyville was hitless coming into this half inning, but 3 singles and the double steal have allowed them to take a 2-0 lead. Brings up Chase Freeman. Freeman flew out to left in the 3rd, takes a called strike. Checks his swing. They're going to ask for some help. No, he didn't. Swing and a miss makes the count 1-2. Austin Bonnell at first. Here's the 1-2. Down low. Here takes off for second. Throw down to Sartori. And they nail Bonnell for the out. And that's a big out because now the 9-hole will be leading off the next inning for Coffeyville. The Red Ravens played a pair and lead Hutchinson 2-0, middle of the 5th. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for Hutchinson in the bottom of the 5th. First baseman Zach Baxley to lead things off. Takes a called strike. Zach grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in his last at bat. Lines this one sharply into left for a base hit. So let's see if the Dragons can get the runs back that Coffeyville plated in the top of the 5th to take a 2-0 lead. Brings up designated hitter Riley Metzger. Riley struck out swinging in the 3rd. Barton and Allen County getting ready to get things started. In Great Bend, 3 p.m. first pitch there. Metzger fouls this one back to the screen. Cloud County has a grand slam to go up 4-1 over Johnson County. Bottom of the 3rd of their first game. That would have happened in the top of the 3rd, though. Cloud is the visitor there. Another one fouled back by Metzger, so the count's now 0-2. Nobody down. Baxley leads from first. The 0-2 upstairs. Zach just one stolen base on the season. Been thrown out a couple of times. Fouled away. Last update we had on Dodge and Neosho, 6-0 Neosho as they headed to the 8th. That was a little bit ago, so we'll watch for more updates. 1-2, excuse me, to Metzger. Low and inside, 2-2. Just misses. 3-2 now the count. The way Heltemus has been throwing, the best thing for Hutch is to keep working that pitch count up. No action yet in the Coffeyville bullpen. Here's the 3-2 is down low. So the first 2 Dragons here in the bottom of the 5th now reach. Single by Baxley. And a walk to Metzger. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Dylan Nedved. Nedved struck out in the 3rd. Third baseman's in on the grass. Same at first. They're thinking bunt. Dylan squares. Gets this one down. Nicely done to 3rd. They're going to charge. He bobbles it. He's going to beat that one out. Going to give him an infield single on that one. I don't think they were going to get him anyway. Had it by a step. So now for Hutchinson, the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the 5th. Nobody down. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Julian Ripp. Just going to put this out there. Julian is an outstanding bunter and can absolutely fly. So don't be surprised to see the Dragons play some small ball here. And Coffeyville's in at the corners, and they're thinking the same. And here's one chopped to 3rd. And they're going to get the 5-2 double play. A nice play at 3rd by Bonnell. Stepped on the plate, threw it to Mitchell at home. Throw was high, but he had time to get the tag down on Baxley. So just like that, there's 2 away. Rip reaches on the fielder's choice. So now Nedved up to second. Rip at first. Top of the order, Brock Schaefer. Schaefer 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Two to nothing Coffeyville, bottom of the 5th inning. Foul tip at the plate, now 1-2. Nedved leads from second. Julian Rip at first. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and the Red Ravens work out of the bases loaded, nobody out jam. And after 5, they lead Hutchinson 2-0. Collada lays down the bunt. Moves Freeman up to second. Freeman reached on a hit by pitch to lead off the top of the 6th. Red Ravens have been out hit by the Blue Dragons 4-3, but lead where it counts with a 2-0 advantage. Pitch number 60 coming up for Mike Brown. Freeman, Zach Freeman lifts this one high to right, bounces it off the fence. It's going to bring Chase Freeman home for the 3rd run for the Red Ravens. So Coffeyville now with a 3-0 lead. One away, top of the 6th. First baseman Jorge Ortiz, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He lifts this one high and deep to right. Rip just watches it sail over the fence and over the trees. It is 5-0 Coffeyville. And they're speeding up some action in the Blue Dragon bullpen. So a hit by pitch, a sacrifice, a double, and a home run for the Red Ravens here. Through 4 batters in the top of the 6th, and all of a sudden they lead it 5-0. And that's going to prompt a visit to the mound by Blue Dragon head coach Ryan Schmidt. You know, the sad part about this is Brownie retired the first 13 batters of the game. Perfect game going through 3 1/3. But give credit to Coffeyville. They've been hitting him, taking advantage of the opportunities they've been given. Ryan Schmidt heads back to the Blue Dragon dugout. Red Raven catcher Brett Mitchell, 0 for 2 with a pair of 6-3 groundouts. Takes a first pitch called strike. He lifts this one high to left. Morganson, medium depth, has a beat on it. Takes just a couple of steps. And that's the second out of the inning. So 2 away now here. Coffeyville leading at 5-0. 5 runs, 5 hits. Blue Dragons with no runs on 4 hits. Dragons had the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th and could not convert. This one's lifted high down the left field line. Nedved, Morganson, and Divis giving chase. Drops in the Blue Dragon bullpen for the first strike. Jorgensen singled in his last at bat to break up the perfect game. You've got to wonder a little bit if, you know, it gets into a pitcher's mind if once something like that happens, does he kind of drop his guard a little bit? 1-1 now the count. Inside corner. And the 1-2, chopped foul. Count remains 1-2. Two down, top of the 6th inning. We're scheduled for 9. All playoff games are scheduled for 9. This one's lined sharply up the middle. So Jorgensen gets his second at bat, or second consecutive single, and is now 2 for 3. Brings up the left fielder Blake Carroll. Freshman Matt Hopkins getting some throws in down at the Blue Dragon bullpen. Hopkins, a freshman from Kingfisher, Oklahoma. There goes Jorgensen. Pitch in the dirt. Stevens is just going to hold on to it. So a stolen base for Jorgensen. Puts him in scoring position now for Carroll. Checks the runner. Here's the 1-0. Fouled wide of first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. That one bounces. Counts now 2-1. Brown steps off. Five runs, 6 hits for the Red Ravens. No runs on 4 hits for Hutchinson. Here's the 2-1. Lifted foul and out of play. Through 3, both pitchers had faced the minimum. Blue Dragons had a couple of base runners in that time, but one was cut down trying to advance on a pitch in the dirt. And called strike 3. That's going to end the inning, but the Ravens add 3. And through 5.5 have taken a 5-0 lead on the Blue Dragons. Logan Sartori to lead things off with the Blue Dragons in the bottom of the 6th. Hutch is going to need to get the bats going, trailing in this one 5-0. First pitch strike. Seward County has taken an early 4-0 lead over Fort Scott. Top of the first inning, courtesy of 3 home runs by the Saints. Fort Scott's the number 3 overall seed, finishing 2nd in the Jayhawk East. Seward the 14 overall seed. This one in the dirt, 2-1. Allen County and Barton are scoreless. Neosho takes game 1 over Dodge City 9-0 as Sartori lines a single up the middle. So Logan now 2 for 3. Dragons have had the leadoff man on in now 4 of the 6 innings, but have failed to take advantage of it at any point. Brings up Wyatt Divis. Wyatt with a ground out to third and a walk. Swing and a miss. Dragons have had a difficult time figuring out Coffeyville starter Gavin Helptimus. 0-1 pitch high and away. Wyatt is not one that we would expect to, nor would we think would lay down a bunt. When you're batting .390, throw over to Sartori to first, and Sartori gets back. Close play. Ortiz threw the tag down on his back as he slid back in. One and one. Here's the delivery. This one's chopped foul off Divis's foot at the plate. It's a break for the Blue Dragons as it hugged the chalk all the way down to first, where Ortiz picked it up and would have easily put out Divis and possibly turned a double play if he'd gotten the throw down to second where they could tag Sartori, but didn't need to worry about it. 1-2 now the count to Wyatt as he walks it off. Sartori gets his lead. 1-2 pitch down low. Dragons need to string some hits together. Get the goose eggs off the board. Another throw to first. Sartori back easily. Two count to Divis. Here's the pitch. Tries to check his swing and does on the appeal. Wyatt lifts this one to left towards the line, but a nice diving catch by Carroll. Wyatt lives going the opposite way, and Carroll was shading him somewhat towards the gap and had a lot of ground to cover, but made a nice diving snag for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth. Sartori back to first. Brings up Bobby Morganson. Officially 0 for 1, walked in his first at bat, struck out looking in his next. And here's the pitch to Morganson. Misses away. Takes this one for a called strike. Sartori at first, one down. Dragons trailing at 5-0. One pitch on the outside corner. Still no action in the Coffeyville bullpen. 1-2 pitch down low. Sartori takes off for second, gets there safely, so the wild pitch moves Logan up into scoring position and evens the count at 2-2 on Morganson. Helptimus approaching the 90 pitch mark. See a couple of guys moving around down in the Coffeyville bullpen, so with this pitch count, we'd guess they're going to start getting somebody ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Bob. And 2 away now. So, catcher Garrett Stevens coming to the plate. Stevens 0 for 2. Fly out and a strikeout. Hutch needing to get something going. Pitch down low. Through 4 innings, Cloud County leads Johnson County 4-1 up in Overland Park. Strike evens it up at 1-1. Game 2 of this series tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. right back here at Hobart-Detter Field. Called strike 2. The Dragons look like they're guessing what Helstemath is going to bring to them, and most of the time they seem to be a little off with it. Stevens reaches out and fouls that one away to stay alive. One and two the count to Stevens. 2 down. Sartori at second. This one in the dirt. Nice job by Mitchell to keep it in front. Keep Sartori at second. Here's the 2-2. This one's fouled into the parking lot. Region 6 track meet taking place at Gowan Stadium. We understand they're in a little bit of a break. Going to resume activity about 4 o'clock. Allow Steve Carpenter a chance to take a little bit of a cat nap. Track meet resumes tomorrow, as does this series. Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. It gets past Mitchell. Stevens just kind of stood in the box for a minute. A delayed call from the home plate umpire, so Garrett thought it was ball 3. Mitchell chases the ball down and is able to throw him out. So, through 6, Coffeyville leads it 5-0. So the Blue Dragons make a call to the bullpen as we head to the 7th inning. Freshman Matt Hopkins from Kingfisher, Oklahoma. Making his 19th appearance on the season. His 17th in relief. He induces a ground ball to short. Off the bat, a Brady rocker, so quickly one away here in the top of the 7th inning. brings up Red Raven third baseman Austin Bonnell. Bonnell made a great play in the bottom of the fifth. When the Dragons had the bases loaded, nobody out, a chopper to third, he stepped on the bag and fired it home for the 5-2 double play. Hopkins ahead in the count, 1-2. Hopkins with a 1-1 record. Swing and a miss by Bonnell. So 2 down. Now in the 7th. 1-1 record. 8.78 ERA. 26 2/3 innings pitched. Brings up the right fielder Chase Freeman. Freeman led off the 6th inning for Coffeyville, was hit by the first pitch from Mike Brown. Grounds this one sharply to third. Off the glove of Wyatt Divis. Nedved scoops it up, can't get him in time. That's going to be an error on the third baseman, Divis. Gets to the top of the order for Coffeyville. Antonio Collada. Officially 0 for 2. Popped out to short, lined out to second, and sacrifice bunt in his last at bat. So 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Chase Freeman at first for the Red Ravens. This one's grounded sharply up the middle, so a base hit for Collada, trying to get something going with 2 away. And Freeman makes it all the way to third. So running with 2 outs, Freeman never let up. And that'll bring up Zachary Freeman, who doubled high off the right field fence in his last at bat. That's going to prompt a visit by Blue Dragon head coach Ryan Schmidt. So Hopkins got the first 2 outs pretty quickly. And then the Blue Dragon error allowed 1 base runner to reach, followed by a sharp single, suddenly puts runners at the corners with 2 down. Right-hander Mason Palmier getting loose in the Hutchinson bullpen. Looking towards the Coffeyville bullpen, see bullpen catcher starting to get geared up. So they're going to start getting somebody loose, as Heltmus's pitch count is probably getting up into that territory where they're going to need to make a change. And based on his performance to this point, that's the last thing they probably want to do, as he has just owned the Blue Dragon hitters. And Ryan Schmidt's going to make a call to the bullpen. So Hopkins, 2/3 of an inning. A couple of runners on are his, but Mason Palmier is going to come in. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with you after he gets warmed up. Right-hander Mason Palmier, redshirt freshman from St. Louis, Missouri, making his first appearance out of the bullpen for Hutchinson this year. Previous 10 appearances were all starts, 3-2 record, 5.56 ERA. Bounces this one up there at the feet of Stevens, had trouble finding it. That allows Collada to move down to second on the wild pitch. Want to know the count to Zach Freeman. Runners at second and third for the Red Ravens. First two batters of the inning were both. This one's in the dirt. So 2-0 now. We're both retired, so it was 2 up, 2 down, and then an error on the Blue Dragons, and a single and a wild pitch have allowed 2 runners into scoring position. Here's the 2-0 from Palmier. This grounded sharply to Baxley. Nice job by Zacks to knock it down. Over to Palmier to end the inning. So Palmier does his job, keeps the runners at bay, but it's 5-0 as we head to the stretch. Bottom of the 7th inning, Zach Baxley to lead things off for Hutchinson. Zach looked like a hockey goalie the top of the inning, keeping the ball in the air. Lines this one sharply to left, and that's going to get down and get to the wall. Carroll chases it down on the warning track, but it's going to be a leadoff double for Bax. So his second hit after singling in his last at bat. And again, for the 5th time in 7 innings, Hutchinson has the leadoff man on base. The first 4 times they've left him on base, or he's been retired without scoring as they trail 5-0. Riley Metzger now at the plate. Riley with a strikeout and a walk.
Travis, he said he wasn't planning on it, but he thought he might go walk.
Takes called strike 1. Action in the Red Raven bullpen. Sophomore Garen Johnson starting to get loose. Big cut by Metzger, fouls that one back to the screen. It's 0-2. Barton leading Allen 4-0 after 3 in Great Bend. Cloud extends its lead to 6-1 over Johnson County. Here's the 0-2 to Metzger. Low and inside. Pitch number 100 coming up for Heltemus. 1-2 to Metzger. Baxley off second. Low and inside again. Credit to Heltemus. When he misses, he's not missing by much with some of these pitches. They're either in the dirt or they're just off the plate. Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Metzger goes down. Baxley remains at second, now with one away. Brings up the shortstop Nedved. 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. Baxley with a safe lead at second. Off-speed pitch to Nedved. No pattern to how Heltemus has approached these batters. It's off-speed, first pitch to some, fastball to others. Really keeping them guessing. Upstairs. One count. 1-2. Five to nothing Red Ravens here in the bottom of the seventh. Nedved gets a piece of that one to foul it back. Dragons have really only threatened once, and that was in the bottom of the fifth when they loaded the bases with nobody out, but a 5-2 double play put an end to that. Here's the 1-2. Grounded to the right side. Freeman picks it up at second. Goes to Ortiz to record the out. Baxley moves up to third. So now 2 away. But Baxley's at a spot now where possibly a pitch in the dirt could get him home. Brings up right fielder Julian Ripp. Strikeout. Reached on a fielder's choice. Tries to check his swing, doesn't matter, called strike one. In the 0-1. Called strike two. Here's the 0-2. Just misses upstairs. 1-2 now the count. That's in the dirt. Backs takes a few steps, but Mitchell kept it right around the plate. Here's the 2-2. Checks his swing. That didn't miss the corner by much. Even with the check swing, I thought it might have been a called strike three, but instead it's a full count. Here's the 3-2. Popped up and back over the press box. We'll do it again. Baxley at third. 2 down here in the bottom of the seventh. Called strike three. So the Dragons leave another one. And after 7, it's 5-0 Red Ravens. Jorge Ortiz to lead it off in the top of the 8th inning for the Red Ravens. Ortiz launched a long home run over the right field fence in his last at bat. Facing right-hander Mason Palmier, the 3rd Blue Dragon pitcher of the day. And Palmier quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 in the dirt. Back to the backstop, 1-2 now the count to Ortiz. Ortiz's home run was his team-leading 11th, 32nd of the year for Coffeyville. Fouls this one at the plate. Coffeyville now with 32 home runs. The Blue Dragons on the season with 79 coming into today. But nothing but goose eggs for Hutch. Here's the 1-2. Chopped foul off the hand of the Red Raven first base coach. Great crowd on hand, beautiful weather, picture perfect baseball day. This one's off the fists of Ortiz. It's in shallow left, and it's going to fall between Morganson and Nedved. So, a little seeing eye bloop base hit to left. Puts the leadoff man on for Coffeyville. It's going to look like a line drive in the box score. That's all that matters. Brings up the catcher, Brett Mitchell. Mitchell 0 for 3, a pair of ground outs and a fly out. That one's in the dirt. Ortiz 0 for 3 on the year in stolen base category. Oh, and 2 now, or 2-0, excuse me, now the count. Ortiz at 6'1", 235, a freshman from Puerto Rico. Outside corner. 2-1 now the count to Mitchell. Seward County has extended its lead over 3-seed Fort Scott. Here's a chopper hit to Nedved at short. Second for 1, over to first, and that one reaches the Coffeyville dugout. But it'll go in the books as a fielder's choice. No error, the runner didn't advance. So Ortiz retired on the force out at second. Mitchell reaches on the fielder's choice, brings up shortstop Damon Jorgensen. Jorgensen with a pair of singles. And this pitch gets back to the backstop. So the wild pitch puts a runner in scoring position. Want to know the count, 1 away. Catches the outside corner for a strike. Five to nothing Coffeyville here in the top of the 8th. Dragons have 2 at-bats to try to get something going. Zach Moore starting to get loose in the Blue Dragon bullpen. That one gets by Stevens and moves Mitchell up to third. So now a runner at third, and the Dragons are going to pull the infield in to have an opportunity to cut that runner on a grounder. This one's popped up high in the air. Stevens running around, can't find it in the sky, and it falls behind home plate. So new life for Jorgensen with the count 2-2 now. Dragons are, just based on that play, their heads are not really dialed in because Stevenson struggled to find it as Palmier rebounds to get the strikeout, but there was no chatter going on, no one trying to help him find it. So now 2 away. Left fielder Blake Carroll, 0 for 3, struck out twice. Takes a called strike 1. Counts even now, 1-1. Neosho defeated Dodge City 9-0. Here's the 1-1 inside, ball 2. Game 2 of this series tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Counts now 3-1. Ball inside, so the walk puts runners at the corners and brings up designated hitter Brady Rockers. Little break in the action here in the press box. We had a wasp join us, so we had to do some insect disposal. But may he rest in peace. We're ready to resume action here. It's the first pitch to Brady Rockers. Misses for a ball. First and third for the Red Ravens. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Coffeyville leading it 5-0. Outside corner for a strike. Off-speed pitch has Rockers chasing. 1-2 now the count. Five runs, 8 hits for the Ravens. Runner takes off, pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Stevens. So stolen base for Carroll, puts runners at second and third. He was off on the pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. And that's a balk by Palmier. He tried to step off, but what a costly mistake. Is going to bring home run number 6 for Coffeyville. And again, the Blue Dragons just don't seem to have the Rockers does a nice job of battling that one off and foul tip. They just don't seem to be dialed in. So now a runner at third after the run scores. Another one fouled away. Hutch has 2 at-bats left to try to get something going. 6 runs, 8 hits for Coffeyville. No runs, 6 hits for Hutchinson. And a costly Hutchinson error. Here's the 2-2. Again, fouled away. Rocker stays alive. Pitch in the dirt. Counts now full. There's no one in the press box who loves wasps more than Kelton Brooks from the Hutch News. He keeps his eye on them. we make sure when there's one that enters, we point it out to him. And you know, Kelton, where there's one, there's usually several more. So no one up here is a fan of him. The full count pitch. Chopped to short. Nedved across to Baxley. And retires. Rockers, but the Ravens get one across on the balk and now lead it 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. So Brock Schaefer to lead things off with the Blue Dragons here in the bottom of the 8th. He's going to face a new pitcher for the Red Ravens. Right-hander Garen Johnson, 6'5", 200-pound sophomore from Paola, Kansas. An impressive 2.48 ERA, 4 wins, no losses. His 18th appearance. All in relief. Schaefer, first pitch swinging, grounds it sharply to Ortiz at first. He's going to beat Schaefer to the bag. So quickly one away. Touches down to their last 5 outs. Schaefer out 3 unassisted. Brings up Logan Sartori. Logan with a pair of singles, but hasn't been able to advance past second. First pitch strike. Off-speed pitch. He dropped the arm angle on that one, had him chasing. 0-2. Zach Moore in the bullpen for the Blue Dragons. Looks to be ready if called upon. 0-2 pitch. Bounces this one in front of the plate. Catches a piece of Mitchell's right hand. Umpire gives him a minute to get it loosened up. So 1-2 now the count. Here's a delivery from Johnson. Grounded to third. Bonnell across to Ortiz, and there's 2 down. That'll bring up third baseman Wyatt Divis. Wyatt reached on a walk in the 4th, otherwise yet to reach base. 0 for 2 officially. The delivery from Johnson. Called strike. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away. Again, drop that arm angle to give him something else to, different way to look at it. Tip of the hat to the Red Ravens starting pitcher Gavin Heltemus. 7 strong innings, no runs allowed, 6 hits. This one's fouled away. The 0-2 to Divis. Upstairs. 1-2. Fouls this one away. Stays alive. Unofficially, I had Heltemus with 11 strikeouts. Here's the 1-2. Off the outside corner, 2-2. I may have missed one. Scoreboard's got 3-2, and I think that's what the umpire just said. So this one's grounded sharply to second. Booted by Freeman, but he gets it in time. Ortiz holds the bag and retires Divis. So 3 up, 3 down for Hutch here in the 8th. We go to the 9th. 6-0 Coffeyville. So we head to the 9th. Dragons trailing this one 6-0. Sophomore Zach Moore in to pitch the 9th inning for the Blue Dragons. Zach making his 15th appearance. Starts Austin Bonnell off with a called strike. 3-2 record for Zach. 12th appearance out of the bullpen. 3.33 ERA, 24 1/3 innings pitched. 1-1 count to Bonnell. 2-1 count. Bounces that one up there. 8-9-1 coming to the bat for the Red Ravens here in the top of the 9th. He reaches out, pokes this one into right field. Nice piece of hitting. Bonnell with his 2nd hit of the day. 2 for 4. Brings up the right fielder Chase Freeman. Freeman with a fly out, reached on a hit by pitch, and reached on an error. So officially 0 for 2. Freeman squares, shows bunt, pitches down low. Bonnell 4 for 4 on stolen base attempts. Bunts this one foul. Seward County adds another one top of the fifth. They lead Fort Scott 9-0. So the 14-seeded Saints leading the number 3 team in game 1. Cowley has defeated Garden City 2-0, the 1 seed over the 16 seed. Barton continues to lead Allen 4-0 after 5. 2-1 the count. Freeman already squaring, gets this one down. Moore runs it down, flips it over to Baxley. So sacrifice is successful. So 1 away now. In the top of the 9th, runner in scoring position. Gets the Ravens back to the top of the order with Antonio Collada, center fielder. 1 for 4 with a single in the 7th. Cloud County has added 2 more to take an 8-1 lead on Johnson County in the top of the 6th inning. Chops this one foul. Zach ahead in the count. Game 2 tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Off-speed pitch, catches the outside corner. Nice pitch by Zach. Bounces this one up there. Stevens knocks it down. Runner's going to take off for third, and he's going to get there safely. So Bono read that one well. Got a great jump. Runner at third now, 1 away. 1-2 count. Collada chases and goes down swinging. So 2 away now in the 9th inning. Moore's going to try to leave Bonnell just where he is, 90 feet away. Dragons already trailing at 6-0. Can't afford to let that gap get any wider. Right-hander Ryan Summers starting to throw in the Blue Dragon bullpen. Zachary Freeman takes the first pitch low. 1 for 4 with the double. Put a charge into one. Didn't miss a home run by much in the 6th. 2-0 now the count. Everything's quiet in the Red Raven bullpen. I don't know why we wouldn't see Garen Johnson come back out for his 2nd inning. Here's the 2-0. Grounded to short. Nedved scoops it up across to Baxley, and that's the inning. So the Dragons have their work cut out for them. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 6-0 Red Ravens. Well, it's time for the Blue Dragons to get something going. Scoreless through 8. Bobby Morganson to lead it off in the bottom of the 9th. Hutchinson trailing at 6-0. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series against Coffeyville. Faces Garen Johnson. First pitch outside. Bob with a walk and a pair of strikeouts. Hasn't been a factor in this one. Turns on this one. Grounds it foul. Here's the 1-1 pitch, called strike on the outside corner. And the 1-2. Golfed into right center field. This is going to get down in the gap, and it's going to roll to the fence. Morganson into second with a stand-up double. If my quick math is right, that's the 6th time in 9 at-bats that the Dragons have had the leadoff man on. They have failed to capitalize on any of those to this point. Brings up catcher Garrett Stevens. Garrett 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. And we've got a balk call now on Garen Johnson, so that's going to move Bobby Morganson over to third. I apologize, I did not see, I was watching Stevens in the box. I did not see what Johnson did, but the home plate umpire called it quickly. There was no discussion from the Coffeyville dugout. So they were in agreement with the call. Off-speed pitch for a strike to Stevens. Well, the Dragons committed a balk that led to a run for Coffeyville. Let's see if they can capitalize on this one. Down low, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 inside corner, called strike. Stevens now down on the count, 1-2. Morganson leads off third, nobody down. And a swing and a miss, and Stevens goes down for the 3rd time. 3rd strikeout today. And that'll bring to the plate Zach Baxley. Bax with a pair of hits. Single and a double. Big swing and a miss. Hit number 3 would be in order at the moment. Riley Metzger on deck. One down, bottom of the 9th. Dragons need at least 6. And Baxley is going to reach as only a Blue Dragon would reach. Where's that one on the arm? So now we've got runners at the corners with 1 down. Designated hitter Riley Metzger. Riley with a walk. And a pair of strikeouts. He's due to hit one hard. He does just that, but right to Ortiz, who steps on the bag. The throw down to second goes into left field. So Morganson's going to score. Baxley's going to move to third on the air by Ortiz. So the Dragons avoid being shut out for only the 2nd time this season and are on the board now. So it's time if they're not, to sport the rally hats as they cut the lead now to 6-1. Metzger was out 3 unassisted. Baxley moves from first to third on the throwing error by Ortiz. First pitch a ball to Nedved. 2-0. Dillon 1 for 3. Outside now 3-0. Julian Rip on deck. Looks like Ryan Moritz is slated to pinch hit for Rip. Nedved lifts this one high and foul down the right field line, out of play. Count's now full. Baxley heads back to third. So the Dragons trailing at 6-1. 3-2 pitch, 2 away. This is off his fists down the right field line, and that's going to fall in foul territory, out of reach of the trio of the first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and that's going to end it. So, a dominating pitching performance by Coffeyville. 7 strong innings by Gavin Heltmus. Then 2 strong by Garen Johnson to close it out. And Coffeyville takes game 1 of this best-of-3 series by a score of 6-1. It now becomes do or die for Hutchinson as we move to game 2 on Saturday afternoon. And I would imagine that Ryan Schmidt is absolutely thrilled not to be playing a doubleheader today because his team needs to regroup and understand the finality they are facing when they take the field tomorrow. And it probably wouldn't hurt them to sleep on it and think about that a little bit because they certainly weren't checked in today. Final score from Hobart-Detter Field, 6-1, Coffeyville over the Blue Dragons. Thank you for tuning in to the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Thanks to Steve Carpenter for letting me slide down into this chair. Thanks to Scooter Brooks for filling in on the PA for me today. We'll be back with you tomorrow. First pitch 1 p.m. We'll be back on the air shortly before that. No pregame tomorrow. Carp hasn't shown me the technical side of how to make that happen with head coach Ryan Schmidt. Thanks again for tuning in and your support of Blue Dragon Athletics. We'll see you tomorrow on another beautiful day at Hobart-Detter.